everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Liverpool Latest. I'm your host, Matt, and I have a lot to talk about today, but before I get to that, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and comment if you want to enter the discussion down below. Couple things I'm talking about today. Mo Salah to the Saudi League. Take a drink if you heard that one before. Transfer news from names I've talked about in previous episodes, and of course a Leeds pre-match analysis and my attempt, or what is predicted to be the starting 11, and I'll be adding some changes to what reports say should be the starting 11. So let's get right into it, shall we? Like I said, take a drink if you've heard this one before. The Saudi Pro League still has interest in signing Mohamed Salah. And not only the Saudi Pro League. Apparently, Galatasaray has also entered the picture because they're in the midst of preparing a huge offer, which is worth anywhere from 15 to 16.5 million per season to tempt Salah to go to Istanbul. By the way, I never realized how ridiculous I was pronouncing Galatasaray. I was pronouncing it Galatasaray or Galatasaray or something like that. Little did I know it was Galatasaray the whole time. So my apologies. I just found that very funny. But yeah, so obviously Mo's got a deal until 2027. So I don't expect him to make a decision before then. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool themselves attempt to do a transfer for him. To get a lot out of it, so beforehand. So, which I would think that would be very disrespectful to Mo and his legacy for the team, but that is my opinion. And apparently, I don't know how this is possible, but the Saudi Pro League, despite spending cuts, is still looking to fund a major move. And I don't know when that happened, but when have we ever heard Saudi Arabia to have spending cuts? I mean, they got their little fingers in everything. They've got Live Golf, they got the Pro League, they bought EA, they have events in WWE like 3 or 4 times a year. There's even talks of WrestleMania going to Saudi Arabia, I think, next year. So, actually, not next year, the year after next year, excuse me. But yeah, this is all gossip, clearly. There's no real beef to any of this. There's no meat and potatoes. There's nothing you can bite into, honestly. I don't believe any of it right now. I think if things don't work out for Salah, I think it might be happening, but a little sooner. But as far as right now goes, I don't think it's happening. I think there's potential if things don't work out, is what I'm trying to say. So, you tell me what you think down in the comments below, because I personally think that this is bullshit. Maybe not Galatasaray, though. I could see that happening. I could actually see them making a pretty big bid for him. I don't think that's enough money. But because I don't know how many years they're trying to get him for, I think they're going to have to up it a little bit. I think 16.5 million per season is a bit low, if you ask me. But that's just, I think that's far less than what Salah is worth per season. I would up that to maybe 18 to 20. But again, my personal bias is getting in the way towards the gentleman. All right, so I've talked about these two names before. Yan Diomande. He's been a name that has been in the news in regards to the transfer window, a young prodigy from RB Leipzig, and it seems as though Liverpool have made, quote, very advanced contact with his entourage in hopes to lure him to Liverpool in the January transfer window. Obviously, I've talked about it before. He's become a very big standout at such a young age. He's got 4 goals and 4 assists across all of his competitions in Europe. And it seems as though Liverpool admire him as a potential member to the forward line rebuild that they are trying to make, because after all, I still think that Liverpool is planning for life after Mohamed Salah. Whether he goes to Saudi, who knows? But of course, there's always going to be competition. I think I talked about this before. Tottenham have also reached out, but there's been no club-to-club negotiations between the two. I would like to see him go to Liverpool. He seems like I've been watching it a little bit, some highlights of him, and he seems like a very good player. I worry, honestly, if Slot is the manager in charge of him, because there's plenty of young talent that we have that is not being used or being used properly. Rio would probably be a big name to throw in there, because I haven't seen him since the beginning of the season. Also, where's Stefan Bajetic? Bajetic? I don't even know how to say the last name. I'm really bad at pronouncing names sometimes, but where's he at? Is he hurt? Like, I don't even think he's hurt. I mean, he's a guy that I've been wanting to see on the team. So unless he's hurt, which I haven't seen any sort of information on, I don't know why he's not playing for the team. What is he doing? So what is Slot doing with these young guys that he's not playing them? So I have no hope for Diomande if Slot is the manager, but I do have hope if somebody outside of Slot is going to use him to hopefully enhance his potential as a player. So, unfortunately, with good news comes not so great news, as Nico Schlotterbeck is going to be a name that we are going to pass on for the time being. So, he's still a part of Borussia Dortmund, but I think he's still looking to leave. That said, Liverpool have decided against making a bid for him in January, which I'm not too keen on, to be honest with you, because I think they're putting far too much stock in the Mark Gahey situation, and that could once again make us fall flat on our ass. So I'm hoping that he's on the short list to, close out the window, but I have my doubts, personally speaking. I want Mark Gahey to be a part of our team, but I am also prepared for the worst. I'm a man who considers all options in life, good and bad. If we don't sign Mark Gahey, who the fuck are we going to have as a center back? Because whether or not Konate's gone in January is still yet to be known. As a matter of fact, there's been yet to be any news about his contract since the last time I talked about it. And now that Real Madrid's out of the way, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen with him. So unless they sign him to a new deal, I don't really know what's going on with the center back position, because I think Konate's a liability right now. I think Verge needs a break, to be honest with you. And because that man has been more or less putting the defense on his back for the most part. And I'm not saying he's failing, but he's not necessarily passing either with flying colors, if you want my honest opinion. So I think they got to work on the center back position. I would have preferred both options. I'm okay with either Schlotterbeck or Gahey, but that is something yet to be known. What is also yet to be known is what the result will be for our Leeds match, which is away at their stadium. So right now, Leeds is in a bit of a tough spot. They're sitting at 17th place right now. They just had an absolutely massive win against Chelsea, 3-1, mind you. We, currently sitting at 9th place, have been, faltering, for lack of better terms. We need a very big performance for a vast number of reasons. We need the points. We need this for team pride, as well as club pride, because we've been an absolute laughingstock to the entire league for the better part of the last 2 months. So a win here could potentially do a lot for us. That said, it's not going to come easy. After all, Leeds is they're a bit of a team that has a solid, they falter on defense at times, but when they're good, they're good. I mean, after all, they worked their way back up to the Premier League for a reason. So, and that's because they were able to, I don't know, adapt their game to fit what was happening in the match. Something Arne Slot needs to do a much better job at. So, and for the record, that came from after switching their back three into a much more compact shape that allowed swift transitions to the wingers. So, honestly, if that's the type of moves Leeds United is making, we don't stand a fucking chance. They also have like I said, they are defensively fragile, but when they are going to if they are going to put it together, Leeds is probably Liverpool, I should say, is going to be the team to do it against, because our striking, as I talked about last episode, is almost non-existent despite such fantastic output last season. Okay, they do have some injuries though. Leeds, Daniel James and Sean Longstaff are doubtful and or sidelined, and that limits their attacking and midfield stability, so that will probably work out more in our favor, though I do expect them to press high and press early because, lo and behold, Liverpool is known for giving up early goals. So, the odds, though, still lean in our favor. I mean, not that I trust Google statistics by any way, shape, and form, because that will fluctuate throughout the course of the match. As it stands right now, Liverpool have a 52% chance to win the game. To Leeds is 24%, but there's also a 24% chance that there will be a draw. So, everybody on paper has Liverpool winning this match. If they're smart, anyway. I don't think Leeds, in reality, should have no shot in this game. But obviously, Liverpool's going to give them a run for their money. So, we need everybody to pick up the pace here. I need Wirtz to be in the lineup, personally speaking. He's been crucial. He's had some faltering over the course of the season, but the last couple of matches he's been able to put it together for us, which has been very good and has helped us in a much needed fashion. After all, let's be fair, the own goal that Sunderland had doesn't happen without Wirtz trying to make that play. So even though it wasn't Wirtz's goal, it still happened because of him, which is a good thing, in my honest opinion. A goal is better than no goal. That's all I'm going to say. Our defense, though, that's what I really question. And the projected starting 11 I'm going to talk about from Sports Illustrated that I saw, I find a little questionable. So we'll get to that. Actually, you know what? Let's get to that right now, because that would be a perfect segue, but not before I give you the projected win, or the projected result of the match. I don't expect this to be a high-scoring game by any means, but especially if it's, especially when it comes to us, I don't expect us to score more than 2 goals if we score a goal at all. So, reports say, and any AI I have used to say, like, hey, what's the chances of this match winning or losing for either team? Because I do like to check AI every once and again, just to see, because, not that I trust AI, but I want to know what information it's taking from. They say that it's going to be a 2-1 Liverpool win. I disagree wholeheartedly. I think it's going to be a draw or a defeat for Liverpool. And I say that not to be pessimistic, but I'm hoping it's a reverse jinx. I'm hoping I'm wrong. And it is a perhaps 2-1 or even 3-2 victory. Who knows? But either way, we need to win this game. We need to win this game for a multitude of different reasons. So who's going to be in our starting 11 to help us win that game? Obviously, Alisson's got to be in net. I don't trust Mamardashvili as far as he can throw the ball. And even if he could throw it 50 yards, I still don't trust him, okay? Here is the projected back 4. Now, keep in mind, this is a 4-2-3-1 formation that Sports Illustrated has, which I hate, but because Slot's going to go with it regardless, this is what we got. Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, and Kirkes, which I'm not shocked that Kirkes is on here, but I also don't know if he's done enough to earn the starting position. Maybe because it's a weaker team in Leeds, but we've faltered against weaker teams before when Kirkez was in the left back position. Excuse me. In the middle, we have Gravenberch and Szoboszlai, which I think is a good which I think is a good midfield too, right there. For the three, it's Salah, Wirtz, Gakpo. I'll get to that in a second. And Edetike. I think it goes without saying Salah needs to start this match. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Wirtz, I have absolutely no problem being in the lineup here where he is. Gakpo, get the fuck out of here. No, absolutely the fuck not. After what happened in these last couple matches with him, even if he scored and had an assist in the 2 games prior, I still think he's not that great to be starting right now. I don't know why they keep proposing him to start. Put Chiesa in there. Give me the Italian madness. Give me my Italian stallion. We need a Fetty masterclass. I guarantee you, you put Chiesa in there and versus Gakpo, that man's going to be all over the field working as hard as he ever can to keep that spot. Gakpo should be benched for this match. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That's bullshit. And, of course, in front is not Isak, but Edetike. So, I don't hate that, actually. I think Isak probably could use a rest. He still looks like he's a bit, I don't want to say lackadaisical, but he still looks like he's playing with some nagging injury, okay? So, which I commend if he's been trying to play as long as he has in these matches with an injury, but he just doesn't look... when he gets the ball, it's like hit or miss for me. I don't know, something about the way he moves, maybe it's just the way he plays, but something about the way he's been moving doesn't scream, this guy is worth over 140 something, whatever it was, 160 million, whatever the contract was. I don't even remember. The number is so big that it's like astronomical that I don't even know. But either way, it was a lot of money. And the way he's moving doesn't justify it right now. So I think Edetike deserves that spot because, like I said with Chiesa, Edetike works just as hard. So I'm not angry at this lineup outside of the Gakpo pick. Fuck Gakpo, put the Chiesa in. That's all I have to say. Thank you for watching Liverpool Latest. I appreciate the fact that you guys are here today. Hopefully I have a better video for you when we after the Leeds match, because I don't want to have to do another video like I did with Sunderland, man. It's getting harder. Every time we have a match, it's getting harder and harder to not repeat the same stuff. I will say this, though. If we lose this match, sack slot. And I will leave you with that. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day. And of course, you'll never walk alone.